Late last year, we put out our maiden mineral resource estimate for Fayetteville. At the time, we actually indicated that we'd started a sampling program, but for met testing, but actually hadn't got those results yet. So putting out those results was important because it's demonstrating that both Rogan Josh and Kamperman will be able to be processed into what is effectively a pretty simple process plant that we are designing for Mandilla. So it was an exceptional result. 3 of the 5 sections at Kamperman delivered over 98% recovery. And so we're very keen to be able to put that through into the process plant as part of this pre-fee study that we're currently working on. Yeah, so we had 2 sections at Kamperman that recovered just under 90%. Now, the way we do our metallurgical testing for both the Mandilla and Fayetteville projects is we actually take quite I'll say a very light or gentle approach to the recovery, in that we only grind to 150 micron, we only put 200 ppm of free cyanide, and typically our peers would use up to 500 ppm of free cyanide for their met testing. So those 2 sections are assayed with just over 2000 ppm copper. And what happens with copper is it does actually consume the free cyanide. So we had 2 of those 5 sections where we had much slower leach kinetics because there simply wasn't enough cyanide in the leach test to run the reaction at an appropriate speed. So we'll redo those tests. We'll probably start at 300 ppm free cyanide, maintaining 200, and I expect we'll get recoveries closer to 95% when we redo those tests. And when you consider that Kamperman will make up less than 5% of the feed over the life of mine, we won't even see that copper as a blip as it comes through the process plant. So this next test is just confirming that it will be a plus 95% recovery ore body, which I'm very confident it will be. For the pre-feasibility study, we'll actually be mining the supergene and oxides of the Think Big deposit. We'll also be mining all of Kamperman and effectively the Rogan Josh deposit, which is a supergene deposit. So all 3 of those deposits are likely to add about 100,000 ounces of gold production to Mandilla, and it gives us this opportunity to maintain that higher grade through the Mandilla process plant for longer. So back at scoping, we were running 100,000 ounces per annum for about 7.4 years and processing for just under 11 years. We expect that by the time the pre-feasibility comes out, we'll be mining for somewhere between 10 and 15 years. So should be able to maintain that 100,000 ounce per annum production profile over that time frame. And then we'll be treating the low grade out till the end of the life of mine, which we expect will probably be around 20 years. So what it does is it just effectively allows us to run at that 100,000 ounce per annum rate for longer and maximize the net present value. Well, exploration results more broadly will be trickling through. I'm actually working on an announcement at the moment, which will be putting out our RC results that we got from Kamperman, and also all the air core drilling that we did at the Fayetteville tenement package. So that will come out, I'd suggest, late next week. We are currently drilling at Hestia. So we've finished 2 lines of infill at Iris. So those results we'd expect in 3 to 4 weeks' time. We're now drilling south of Hestia to see how that Hestia deposit extends into the new Spargoville tenure that we have recently acquired. And as soon as that Hestia program finishes, we'll be doing a much more broader 5,000 meter RC program across the Spargoville tenure. So we'll have assay results coming through consistently throughout the next 2 to 3 months. Once that Spargoville program finishes, the RC rig will end up back at Fayetteville, testing some of the gold anomalisms that we have found from this recent air core drilling, and also continuing to expand on the resources that we have at Kamperman. We also expect to be starting a pretty significant infill program at the main Thea deposit, which is to help support the debt process that we will need to go through as we move towards the DFS. So whilst we're yet to put out the pre-fees, and that pre-fees I expect to be out before the end of June, we're already set our mind to the sorts of activities we need to do to be able to put out the definitive feasibility study, hit a final investment decision, and get the debt that we need to be able to move into development.